Well, just to start, it's great to have you back here. It's like you're almost an Australian. Every time I look at the TV, you seem to be playing in a golf event, or see you holding a koala bear or a kangaroo or doing something. Do you love Australia?
Yeah, I do. It's a real good place for me, and I enjoy it. As I said, I've been to Perth 4 or 5 times now, and last year was the first time heading over the other side, and that to Brisbane, which was great. And obviously come here down to Melbourne and stuff, see most of Australia. It's great, and I've always enjoyed coming. Like the beaches, like the weather. This place has confused me. I said I looked on Sunday and I was going, it's 38 degrees. I'm going to melt. And I was like, I got up this morning. I was like, I need probably another layer on and that. But it's a good spot, and I get on well with the people here. So it's a good spot for me.
When you're playing, and do they all start with your theme beef? Do they do it here for you?
Yeah,
or not
definitely.
so much. Or
yeah, they do here and there. Last time I was here, lucky enough, I managed to hold a good chip shot for birdie on the beach hole, which was great fun.
Yeah.
And got the crowd going. That's stuff I like to do, and I like to see. I like to see people having a good time and stuff like that. So it's nice. They give the love and that, and hopefully I can produce some good golf and give the love back that way.
I suppose an important question we have to ask you is, have you found any good coffee yet?
Yeah, when we stopped off, when we landed in Melbourne yesterday, straight into a coffee shop, and that had one there, and then got some breakfast, and then went to another coffee shop, had a second coffee, and that. So yeah, I've had some good coffee.
That's great.
Definitely.
And what shape is your game in?
It's been good. I play well in Dubai. It's been a while since I felt like the Saturday when I shot 7 under on the Saturday. It's been a while since I felt like that on a golf course. Felt good, and that I've made quite a lot of changes swing wise. So yeah, it's all real positive. I'm in a good place.
Terrific. Questions, please.
Well, yeah, just a follow-up to that as to your chances this week. When you come to an event like this and you are in some reasonable form, where do you see your chances this week?
I've never been one. You always want to try and win a tournament. You always try and win. I've never really looked at a start of a week and sort of added my chances up. I've just tried to prepare well and play and see where you are after each day, because you know how golf is. You can come in feeling the most confident person in the world, miss the cut. Other days not so confident, and all of a sudden you're in the top 5 going into Sunday. So I try not to read too much into that. Just as I said, hopefully go out there, play some good golf, and see where we're at every day.
Oh, you mentioned the chip-in out here. Do you think golfers generally are a bit too stiff? Because I always find it funny when you watch the Ryder Cup, you see kind of the real emotions of players, but in a week-to-week tournament you don't see that too much, do you? Do you think everyone's a bit too stiff and staid?
The thing with the Ryder Cup is it's such a different format, and where you're playing match play and stuff, and I think you can get rolled up a bit more, and especially when you're playing in teams and it all depends on how people go about their business. Some people like to stay dead calm. You look at Dustin Johnston, say for instance, and he walks around like he'd be walking on a beach and stuff. Others a bit faster, others more pumped up and stuff. You see a few players that will fist pump and stuff if they're doing well on weekends and things like that. So I think it varies from player to player. I think what I like the tournaments, especially about the beach hole, when you see the 16th Phoenix and stuff, they're set up for crowds, and I think that's where you got to do it, is set up for the crowds and for the people, and then the players hopefully playing good golf will sort of bounce off that, and that's where I think you get the good reaction from the golfers to the fans.
So just a little bit further to that, are you aware of the format here with the no ropes?
No, I'm not worried at all.
No, but you're aware of the format?
Oh, yeah. Well, playing this morning now, I realised there was no ropes out there, and that. How close do people get here?
No, but you obviously got room to swing, but they're right up and engaging with you all the time. That's got to suit you perhaps more than most.
Yeah, it's. Do you know, it's similar to US Open qualifying. We do at Walton Heath. Exactly the same, no ropes and that, and people, surround your golf ball in like a horseshoe shape, and is that similar here?
Yeah, sort of like a last day crowd coming up the 18th. all the time on the Sunday.
Yeah, I think that's quite cool, and I think it's good for the spectators to get close, and like maybe see, like, get some information, why not? Because it's interesting when you hear the player talk to a caddy or vice versa, what they're thinking sometimes and what they're doing. You can get a bit closer and realise what we're actually doing. We're not just walking about aimlessly throwing grass in the air, and that's hopefully to get more like that. I think it's a good thing.
You might hear some things you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that definitely, I think. Yeah, it's good. And sometimes, you're walking along and people start chatting to you. Sometimes it takes your mind off, relax you in different ways as well. And if you're chatting to people as you're walking along, I did that at Walton Heath, done it the last few years. People come up and have a quick chat as you're walking to your ball. It's good.
Are you a better golfer now than when you became famous?
I feel like I'm close to getting back. I think it's been a funny couple of years for me. 2016 was great. I played some real good golf. And then the last couple have been I haven't been happy the way I've played. As I said, new coach, and I find that's been working really well, and I don't think I'm far away from playing some really good golf.
Just, I guess, to follow on to that then, we were speaking with Minji Lee before, and she was talking about what she needs to do to take her game to the next level. So the next 12 months, what are the things that you need to do, I guess, to improve your game?
Especially just work on, stuff I've been working on with my coach. It's been quite different, a lot more drills, more regimented, which I think I've found that's really helpful for me, and I've got that kind of practice routines and a lot more game-based in practice, which has been really good. He's been making me write it down, all my scores and stuff, whether it's using TrackMan from certain distances, looking at my stats, saying that's not good, this is good, so you need to improve your weaknesses and things like that, and sort of knowing and being more wary, I guess, of what I need to improve, to get back up there.
Who is your coach?
A guy called Hugh Marr. He coaches Torbjorn Olesen, Lucas Beauregard.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Serious question about the new rules. We've seen 2 players penalised for their caddies lining them up. Are players in the locker room talking about that, and the caddies in particular? Have you brought your caddy? Have you made sure that he or she isn't going to get behind you or get in the way?
I better tell her now. It's obviously you've seen it. I've seen it all over social media. People commenting and stuff. It's a bit of a strange one. I always thought like they're trying to make it more like the rules more black and white and less grey areas, and that seems to have made another grey area for me for some reason. And again, it's sort of like, how can you? I don't know. Sometimes how can you call that when players haven't set up to the ball? They're still taking their stance, still getting in. I think the decisions personally were bad calls, I think, and I think it's maybe something they need to look at and review and change, I think. But again, if you're playing, the caddies know now, and what we've seen, I think you'll see everyone be a lot more wary of that, and caddies will not step anywhere behind the player now.
There's some great eateries and restaurants in the Bellarine, Bowen Heads, Geelong region. Any chance you can get an Arby's down here?
Oh, it'd be great, wouldn't it? I'm still trying to get Arby's over into UK. I know that would be a good start. If we get UK and get some more here, it would be perfect.
Do you eat there?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I usually have a routine when I land back in the States. Whenever I'm there, the first place I get my bags, get my car, and head straight to an Arby's, nearest Arby's. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Is that okay, ladies and gentlemen? Any more questions? No? Thank you. Thanks very much for coming in. Great to meet you. Thank you.